Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like 8 o'clock. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, coming to you live from Helen's place. Helen is a lady that lets me use her facilities because in my place there's too many people. So it's very quiet here, and I enjoy it. I met her in the hallway one day, told her about my story. You can see my story if you go to the other videos that I've done. Excuse me. Today we're going to be doing, I did a video with Jamie Basco on the Philadelphia Flyers, and we're going to be doing other ones as well. But today there's a lot of scuttlebutt with the Philadelphia Flyers about them wanting to move up in the draft. And the big guy that they're looking at is Raymond. And for good reason. He is, geez, let me go back here, sorry. Yes, Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond put up some incredible points as a rookie. Even in the Swedish Elite League, he had 10 points. Get out of here. He had 10. Yeah, for the under 20, he had 6 points in 15 games. He played for the Swedish Hockey League, frolic HC, and got 10 points in 33 games last year. That is a lot for a very young, he's on the young side. He's barely making it for the draft. He really probably should be in next year's draft. His age puts him just barely into this draft. And that means a lot at this age group. The difference between being like just barely 18 and being well into your 18s, if you remember, physically can mean a lot. This guy's pretty much 17, putting up putting up 10 points in the Swedish Elite League, in a league where they don't like playing kids. Like, there is a lot of very good NHL players that are Swedish in the league right now that did not play in the league at Swedish Elite League at 18 years old, or 17, pretty much 17 years old. In the Super Elite League under 20, he got 14 points in 9 games as a 16-year-old. Incredible. And same as and then the under 18, when he was 16, he got 21 points in 18 games. It's unheard of. So I can understand. They're looking for a scorer there in Philadelphia. And they have their eyes on Lucas Raymond. I think because they have a feeling that he's going to fall. It's a deep draft. In most drafts, Raymond wouldn't even be being considered as anything other than a top 3. However, in this draft, it's possible that he could drop to 5. It's possible that, let's say it stays the way it is and LA picks 4th. It's possible that LA picks Jamie Drysdale. From what I understand, they're extremely high on him, and they take him there. Then it goes to Anaheim, and they decide to go with Tim Stützle, who has got a point a game, playing in a men's league in Germany, however, which isn't as strong as the Swedish Elite League, but was a point a game forward and a centerman. They could go that direction. I don't think personally he's getting past Anaheim there. I think Stützle will fall, if anything, but it's possible. So let's say he goes to 5th. With the 5th pick as it is right now, what did I say? LA would take Raymond. Okay, let me do this again. Lafreniere would go first. Ottawa would take Byfield. Let's assume that they take Stützle instead of Lucas Raymond. Then LA takes Drysdale. And then Anaheim goes ahead and takes, say, Rossi. maybe. But anyways, that would be the 5th spot. It's unlikely he's going to go below that. So it's Raymond would go to Anaheim, and that would be the 5th pick. Philadelphia has their eyes on him. Now, we haven't even mentioned Alexander Holtz here, who I think could be maybe just as good. He's not as dynamic as Raymond. Raymond is almost like a Patrick Kane type player. So I don't know if he's going to reach those kind of, but he's got that style and way and slickness and smarts and everything. Holtz is a strong player. He's not big, but he's kind of mean. And he's a good hitter, and he can score, and that's huge to have. There's lots of scouts that are saying that Holtz could be a 40-goal scorer. Anyways, let's say it's somewhere between 5th, because I think Holtz would be the next pickup. I don't think it's going to be Perfetti. I think it'll be Holtz. So somewhere between 5 and 6 here. What would Philadelphia have to give up to get that? And I've been talking to guys, and they say things like, well, maybe we give up our 2nd round pick and 2nd round pick and Gostisbehere to move up into that draft, and our 1st or something like that. I'm sorry, that's not going to make it. And Gostisbehere is coming off what Jamie Basco said was an injured year. He played too soon. Supposedly he went out and played too soon, and probably shouldn't have, and hurt himself more. And now it's looking like he's almost kind of on the trade block, because they got an expansion draft coming up, and as it is, they probably wouldn't be protecting him. They'd probably be protecting Myers, Sanheim, and Provorov. So this is the thing when we're looking at trades. You look at the value of the player, but you also look at the leverage of the team. Any team knows that Gostisbehere is going to be. Can be had the closer that gets to the expansion draft. Not to mention, is he over his injuries? What happened when he came back too early? How badly has it hurt? What is it going to do to his confidence? If I'm a person holding a 5-6 number one draft 5-6 spot, somewhere around there, I don't want these questions. Not at all. In fact, it's not a case of I don't want it. I will refuse any player that has these type of questions going for him as far as a player is concerned. Here's why. A 5 or a 6 overall by the way, this is an extremely deep draft. You've got a player that has, let's say it's between Raymond and Holtz. These are electrifying players that for the first 3 years can make no more than 900 and some thousand if they play in the NHL. Salary cap, that is enormous. If these guys can play right away and even put up 40 points, that's huge for any team. And I think that it's very possible that Lucas Raymond can play his first year. He's slight, though. He might have to bulk up a little bit, play in the AHL. I don't know. His talent is so high. There's just players like Goudreau, stuff like that. He kind of reminds me of those guys. And he might be able to play right away. By the time he gets into his 3rd year, you're looking at a point-a-game player. And you're only paying him $1 million a year. And his max, his high end, could be a 100-point player. And you're going to give him up for a guy a very good offensive defenseman when not injured, that has all those question marks, and a 26th overall pick. The percentage of chance that a 26th overall pick makes the NHL isn't even. This is a deep draft, so you might put it at about 40% chance that even makes the NHL, let alone is a very good player. So a package like that isn't going to do it, is what I'm trying to say. So what would Philadelphia have to give up, assuming you're going to have to tear this player away from Anaheim or New Jersey or in this situation. I think it could be Arizona. You're going to have to tear this player away. So if you're putting in your head, what can my team, if you're a Philadelphia fan and you're looking at this lineup and you're going, what can my team give up to get that number 1 overall pick? And from what I understand, they're looking for scoring, and I can understand that. They've got a lot of good players that can put up points, but not really pure goal scorers in their lineups. They're looking for a pure goal scorer, and Holtz and Raymond fit the bill. What are you going to give up? First of all, remember this. It's going to make you say, ouch. You're going to go, oh, I don't want to do that. You're going to, if you, like, you can't just look at these players and go, well, Travis Konechny, I like him. I'm not giving him up. Well, it doesn't matter if you like him. You're going to like the people you give up. There's no doubt about it. Okay? Travis Konechny, I'm telling you, wouldn't, 1 for 1, probably wouldn't do it. And here's why. Travis Konechny's 23 years old. He's already got a $5.5 million contract. So he's already making a lot of money on the cap. Travis Konechny does not have the high-end ability that either one of these players have. And you'll say, well, we've heard this before. Some players just don't make it. If you look at number 4 and number 5 picks, 90% of the times they make it and are at least as good as Travis Konechny. So, and these talents that are there, the reason why they wouldn't make it would be something to do with maturity or something like that. And the odds are very, very great that this is a powerhouse type player. Something you just can't let go of, because those kind of players are exactly why Philadelphia is going after them. Because those kind of players are what puts you over the top. So yes, Travis Konechny would not have to be part of it, but could be part of it, but he would be part of it. If you think he's going straight up, you got another thing coming. He's going to be Travis Konechny, the first, and probably another player yet. Probably maybe somebody like Philip Myers. You could offer Konechny the first and Philip Myers, and I'd say that's a fair offering, and still may get a no out of it. You still may go. In fact, I would think that it's very likely they'll say no. If they're as high on those players as many of the scouts are, they're probably going to say no. So what is going to do it for sure? I would say Travis Sanheim, or even Ivan Provorov would do it for sure, probably. And I know you don't want to do that. So think about that. The only one, maybe Carter Hart. I know you don't want to do that. I'm not doing that either. You would have to take Travis Sanheim. I would say Travis Konechny, and their first may do it for sure. Maybe. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, when making these ideas of where you want to get up in the top 5 and get a first overall pick, you've really got to count the cost. I'm telling you, it's not going to be Shane Gostisbehere and pretty much anybody. You might go down into your prospect pool here and look at Matthew Strome probably won't do it. Mikhail Vorobiev, maybe you could add him in there. But Morgan Frost, I know people don't want to do that. Morgan Frost and Sanheim in a first. That's what you're looking at. Morgan Frost, Sanheim in a first. Morgan Frost and your first likely won't do it. That's how high-end these talents are. So, yeah, it's a great thought. Love to move up, get these guys, and then or whatever. So we have a good young. All the reasons why you want to do that are the reasons why they don't want to give them up. So if you want them, you better be willing to give a lot. And you know what? I love Frost, but for a guy with two guys with the skill of Holtz and Raymond, I'm gonna give them up. I'm gonna put them in there in the deal. I'll give them my first. I'll give them. I know he had a great year last year in the NHL. He had 29 points. in 41 games. He's probably going to be a 60-point player in the NHL, maybe even higher. But I would give him up. You could also look at Farabee. I don't like giving up Farabee, but I would give up Frost, Farabee, and my first to get him. I know there's a lot of people going ouch out there right now. But Farabee's not going to be the big goal scorer. I don't think so. He will likely be a very good player, second line player, something of that nature. What do you get? 21 points last year in the NHL as a 20-year-old. I mean, yeah, that's tough. He's got some upside there. He could be a 60, 70-point player. But you're talking about an elite. Is Farabee the elite? I think he reminds me of a young Stone, but I don't think he's got the talent of Stone. And you're gambling. You're gambling whether on his talent. I don't see the speed of Raymond and Holtz. With Holtz and Raymond, with players that are in the league, you're looking at guys like Rantanen, Kane. This is the high-end talent that these guys look like they could have. Huberdeau in Florida. Take your pick of like the most talented players in the NHL, and these guys have upsides of Kucherov and stuff like that. So maybe not as high as Kucherov. Kucherov is probably one of the most, maybe just a notch below that. But so you're giving up a lot is what I'm trying to say. If you're a Philadelphia fan, keep that in mind. And by the way, all you Philadelphia fans out there, if you subscribe and hit the bell, I'm going to send you a My NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace right to your door, signed by me. Hernandez, Melissa, gets in the Perlocopter, and off they go there. And just because Jamie Basco was so awesome and did a video with me, I'm going to also send all of you pearls, and some specifically to Jamie Basco. Helen has ground these up this morning. They're fresh and ready to go for you. So, all over the Philadelphia land goes the pearls. Remember that when you're thinking about moving up in the draft. It costs a lot. A big package will be given. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.